Hey, what's going on, guys? So I just got done watching a video by Alex Becker, and it's titled, Stop Your Making Sales Suicide with Your Shopify Store. And he brings up an excellent point. So I want to talk about this, elaborate on what he's saying, and kind of back up his point and tell you, kind of give you an easy hack around what he's telling you to do. And what he's saying is most people who are doing Shopify and dropshipping are direct linking. They're running Facebook ads for products, and they're linking right to their products. And they're wondering why they're not making any sales. And he points out that, really there's got to be a bridge page is what he's talking about, or a go-between page. And really what that is that's your sales page. Because to give someone a product and say, here's where you go get it, they're not just going to go and buy it. You actually have to sell them on it. And he says that's what everybody's forgotten is because physical products, when no one was pushing them, you just find a hot product and people would buy it. Now that there's competition, people have forgotten that you actually have to sell stuff. So what he's talking about is he's talking about basically running ads to like webinars or sales letters or sales pages, and then those sales pages will go to your product to get people to purchase. And then he also talks about how people don't purchase on the first time, and he's absolutely right. And the thing is that, which is crazy, is I've created a 2-hour Shopify tutorial that I think like 15,000 people have gone through, and I talked about this exact same thing in that tutorial. Yet we know, he knows, I know, nobody's doing this basic sales formula, and that doesn't even get us started on sales funnels and back end stuff that you start hearing a lot about lately now as well. So if you want that 2-hour tutorial that shows you how to get set up with Shopify, it's in the description below. But this is going to be the shortened version of the easy way to build a bridge page using your Shopify blogging function. So this is going to work with anything that you sell. If you're selling jewelry, swimsuits, whatever, it's just going to work. So what you're going to do, like for instance, I showed this exact example and I proved it profitable. I only did this Shopify as a case study, and I still ran ads to it, and it was still profitable right out of the gate. And that's even before you start a sales funnel and profit on back end sales as well. But I don't even want to talk about that right now. So here's exactly what I did. And once again, the way that Alex mentions that you should sell is the best route, but this is kind of an easy way to get started with the concept, and it should work for you as long as you execute it correctly. So what I did is when I ran this case study, choker necklaces were hot, so I was gonna set up a store and sell choker necklaces in addition to other jewelry. So what it is, I went over to BuzzSumo. If you're not familiar with BuzzSumo, you can just type in any topic. This will basically be your niche, and it'll show you the most socially shared content, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, so on and so forth, related to that search topic that you put in there. So I just went in here and probably typed in like choker necklaces or something like that. And what it did is it spit back a bunch of different results. And go ahead and check this out. It's free. You get like 2 or 3 searches a day for free. So go ahead and check that out. And what I saw was one of the top shared pages on Facebook was a page that was titled 8 Reasons to Finally Embrace the Choker Trend. And it had like 3 or 10 or 20,000 likes or shares or whatever. So I knew that was something that people were interested in. So I went over to my Shopify store and I created this exact same post, 8 Reasons to Finally Embrace the Choker Trend. Okay, and I did a very simple blog post here. Your blogging feature is built right in to your Shopify store, and it's pretty easy to use. Now, I have since updated and redesigned my store and taken different products out just for testing and running different case studies. So you're not going to actually see the products images that I used to have in here, but this is exactly the post that I ran that I proved profitable. I haven't touched it, and I did this in like 10 minutes. So basically all this is a blog post, and it just kind of, the idea here is people aren't just going to go buy. If you show them a picture of a choker necklace on Facebook, they're not just going to go and be directly linked to the product and then purchase it more often than not. But what you do is you can kind of create that demand, sell them on this, and it's very easy to do this. So for instance, choker necklaces, there's a very popular saying, or very passed around saying that, people don't go buy a drill because they need a drill. They go buy a drill because they need a hole. Okay, so really people are not buying the drill, they're buying the hole. Well, people aren't buying a choker necklace or a bathing suit or grilling a grill brush or whatever the heck it is that you're selling because they need that. They need the end result. People don't go buy a choker necklace because they need a choker necklace. They go buy a choker necklace because they're trendy. They want to look hot. They want to look sexy. And so that's what this blog post talks about. We talk about how choker necklaces are hot. They're sexy. It can be an elegant statement piece. Chokers look good on everybody. So we basically did 3 things there. We said you look sexy. We can say that if you don't want to be too sexy, you can be elegant and you can stand out, because that's really what people want when they get dressed up, is they want to get noticed. And then chokers look good on everybody. So we just essentially included everyone as well. So we nailed the 3 things in 3 bullet points. And I recommend using bullet points often in your sales pages or your blog posts or whatever it is that you're doing. And then so I continued on choker necklaces that make you want to embrace the trend. I just kind of repeated the title there. And all I did was just give a couple sentences on each choker. What would have been here is an image of the actual product that was in my store. The Shopify blogging feature allows you, when you're creating this blog, to use the images from your products in the store. So once you take those products out, obviously that image is going to be gone as well. That's why you don't see it here. But this would have been an image of choker number 1. And this is a great beginner choker, not too edgy or goth. And the other thing I mentioned here is simple and versatile, because people want easy. They want to look good easily. So simple, versatile. Not only is it easy, but it'll work with everything, so they don't have to buy another specific shirt for this to look good. And then I just talk about it, and then I give them another link, a call to action, a link to buy. No need to have just one. This picture would have been clickable, and then this would have been clickable as well, obviously. So either way, just as many calls to action as you can fit in without it looking really ridiculous. And then so we go on, a multi-layer choker, a touch of color, and I do the same thing. This would have been the image of this particular choker, and then buy this leather rub choker, a link to it, and so on and so forth. And I just do this for 8 different chokers. And then at the very bottom, I have a link to shop all choker necklaces. So see, this is the bridge page that he's mentioning. This is selling. This is, look at super cute, feminine. I mean, how sexy is that? Draws attention to the collarbone. All I'm doing is making girls say, okay, if I have this, I'm going to look sexy. People are going to notice me. People are going to notice my best features. Metal, I can't tell if this screams fuck me or you don't stand a chance. Either way, I love it. It's like, that's what girls want to feel like sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, and I'm not saying every girl. I don't want this to be a sexist video or anything like that. But girls, it. Like sometimes you want to be desired, and other times you want people to look at you and be like, holy crap, that's a bad bitch. And so remember, in the Shopify sales video series, the 3-part series where I said why you're not making any Shopify sales, which I'll link to in the description below as well. I talked about, I don't remember if it was video 1, 2, or 3. I talked about how people don't buy out of rationale, they buy out of emotion. So you got to tap into that emotion. Okay, so now that we got this blog post set up and we're linking directly to the products on our Shopify store, then you have to run an ad for getting people to this blog post. And this is the exact ad that I ran. And all this was I took this blog post and I copied the link, and then I went over to Facebook and I pasted it in there. You can see down there. And then I just wrote a little teaser up here. Are you on board with the choker trend yet? Numbers 1, 3, and 5 are my faves. So what that does is that, piques curiosity. Oh, I wonder what 1, 3, and 5 are. If there's 8 of them, I want to go see them. And that's just to increase clicks. Free shipping today. Give them a reason to go ahead and check this out now, because there's free shipping today. And I'm not telling you to do choker necklaces. It's kind of a passing fad. But, whatever is on trend or, related to your niche, this will work with everything. You just got to be a little bit creative. And then all I did after that was just a page post engagement. This is essentially a boosted post to an audience. And I don't even remember what audience I chose this time. Probably women who like celebrities who were wearing chokers at the time, like one of the Kardashians or whatever. And that's all I did. It was that simple, and it was profitable. I mean, not right out of the gate. I may have went 15 or 20 bucks in the hole before I made my first sale. But after I let this run, it starts getting likes and shares, and you can see 34 shares. It reached 13,000 people. I think I spent like 100 something bucks on it. I don't know. I talk about that in the tutorial if you want to check it out. But anyways, then it started making sales, and as this started getting shared around, then I was profitable. I mean, all I wanted to do was break even at this point. It was actually profitable. So if this can be profitable just as is, that's super awesome. But I mentioned people don't buy on the first go around often. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your blog post. You're going to copy this link, and then you're going to go over to your ads manager. And I'm in my demo account right now. I'm not going to show you my personal account. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to Ads Manager, and you're going to create an audience, okay? And once you get into your asset library, you're going to create an audience, and you're going to create a custom audience, and you're going to create an audience based on website traffic. So what you're going to do is you're not going to take all website visitors. What you're going to do is you're going to take visitors to a specific page, maybe in the last 14 days or so, and URL contains, go ahead and paste that link in there. And you don't need the whole link necessarily, but you need the unique part of the link. And we're just going to name this choker. Okay, so we're going to create this audience of people who hit that blog post, and then we're going to retarget them. We're going to create a retargeting ad for conversions or clicks or whatever you want to do. And we're going to serve them ads that are showing these same choker necklaces. You know, you could do like a carousel style ad with all the 8 different choker necklaces in there, and you're just going to reserve it to them. And you know, it's just a retargeting. It's a simple retargeting ad, but you're going to serve it to them until they buy. You know, clicking that initial link to go see the choker trends in the beginning with the first page post engagement or blog post boosted post is a pretty strong intention to buy. So now you just serve them ads until they buy. You know, you're going to get cheap clicks, and you're just going to, I mean, you're going to do that for 14 days, you know what I mean, until they buy. And it's that simple. The only thing you got to do is you got to give them a reason to click, you know, in your ad, you know, maybe buy now or save 10% today or whatever. But I mean, that is essentially the strategy that you should be using at the very least. If you want to take it to the next level, go ahead and check out that Becker video. And especially if you're doing more high-end products or you're starting a brand, then you're going to want to go that route as well, where you're actually educating and give people valuable content to kind of indoctrinate them before you sell them anyways. But this is the simple, straightforward approach to doing exactly what he's telling you to do, which is exactly what anybody who's successful is going to be doing, or at least a version of this. I hope you enjoyed this content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.